Hello, welcome back to this video. Today I'm gonna talk about my highly unrealistic winter knitting plan. So I've started knitting only in 2025 and I am clearly a beginner knitter still, so yeah, here this is maybe more of a dream list, wish list than a plan, but you know, I will be picking from this list over the winter whenever I want to start a knitting project. There is, I don't even know how many, like maybe 20 or something. 22 projects here. Needless to say, I'm not gonna knit that much, but who wants to be realistic? Like, that's not the goal. Okay, let's start with the first category, which has clearly the most items, and that's the sweaters. I've never made a sweater in my life, and I have 10 sweaters in my winter knitting plan. I think realistically I would like to go do maybe one would be great to do my first sweater this winter. The first one, which might not be the best beginner friendly, but that I think looks just so cool, is the Homestead sweater by the designer Megan Faith makes. And it's basically, I mean, I'll find a way to put the photo in the video, but it looks so cool. It's basically a little farm in a blue sky, and it has something, it's super whimsical. It feels like something my parents would make me wear when I was little, and yeah, it has really this nostalgia, a bit like vintage look. I really love it, and I'm probably too beginner right now to do it, but this is my goal, to one day make this sweater. Another one, I think very popular, maybe I'm biased, but I think I've seen a few people do it, and it's the King Salmon Light sweater by Caitlin Hunter. It's something quite original. It has those color work on the bust and those like big fish. It's just so cool. I don't know what color I would do. Maybe I like the idea of maybe a cream sweater, maybe with like a red or like a deep orange color, which would be very salmony. And I haven't checked the level, but it feels somehow that this one might be a bit more beginner friendly because it's just one color, or two colors color work, I guess. Yeah, it really looks so cool. I don't know if I'll get to it this winter, but I really like it. Okay, I'll try not to stay too much on each, so let me continue. The Take Me Out sweater by, I have my list here, the Take Me Out sweater by Veronica Lindberg, aka Kutovakika. I don't remember if I mentioned it in my first video, but I think I did. Kutovakika is the influencer or content creator that really made me want to start knitting again in 2023. Realistically, I didn't start for another couple of years, but she really like started something for me, and I've never done any pattern of hers, and I feel a bit too beginner for her pattern. Often I think like they look quite complex to do very often, but this Take Me Out sweater, I feel like I could do it. Maybe I'm fooling myself. There is this very nice detailing all around, like with little, like, I don't know how they are called, but it looks almost like little flowers. So it makes the sweater very unique, and the ribbing seems to be in those twists. That I think it's a very nice concept. So I'll try it this winter or not. Again, I mean, this is the same for everything. I haven't decided yet, but this one is definitely on the list. It's also a little bit lighter. I mean, it looks a bit lighter than the others because I live in, usually, right now I'm in Finland, but I usually live in the south of France. So it doesn't get super cold in the summer. In the summer. Okay, it doesn't get cold at all in the summer, but it doesn't get very cold in the winter. So this looks like the kind of sweater that I could wear maybe a bit longer, like not just in the coldest part of January, February. Another similar sweater as the King Salmon Light is the Autumn Alpine, again by Caitlin Hunter. It's again a colorwork focusing only on the bust, and this one, instead of salmon, it has this very cool floral pattern. Yeah, I love it. To be fair, I feel that the salmon one is a bit more original, so I might go with the salmon one more. I feel like I would be a bit more, I don't know, I'm a bit more interested in making that one, I think. But the Nordic, no, Autumn Alpine looks so cool, so I haven't fully decided yet, but it will be one of the two, and I think I'll get to it one day. The next one is called the Polina Pullover by Tati Lutzak. I'm really sorry. I realize I'm probably pronouncing these terribly wrong. I've seen it on the channel of I was gonna say French, no, but French-speaking Canadian called Rebecca. Called Rebecca Colère, Rebecca Collar. I don't know, but she's a content creator. If you speak French, I would really recommend to check her videos. It's aesthetically like mesmerizing, and she usually talks about knitting a lot. And in her very early videos, she was making this Polina pullover in beautiful choices of color, in my opinion, that I don't really see in Ravelry. I'm gonna completely steal Rebecca's color choice because it's so beautiful. She did it in a cream color as the base, and then the flower in red, the leaves in green, which I don't know, it was just so beautiful, and I'm quite surprised that this is not the original idea, because it feels very logical to do it like that. It has pattern all along, so it's probably a bit more complex than you know, a pattern situated only on the bust. To be fair, I don't really know. It looks a little bit daunting. I don't know if I have the level yet. It's something I really want in the list, because it's something I really want to do someday, especially with Rebecca's choices of color, because I think she made beautiful choices there. And yeah, I really want to try my hand at that one day. Then, oh yeah, one other that I found so original, and this one, I think this is exactly why I like the idea of knitting, is you can make things that are just so out of the box, I guess. The sweater is called the Inner Moomin. It feels so fitting to be in Finland talking about the Inner Moomin. I feel like if I ever need it, I need to present it one day when I'm in Finland again. I come usually every year or so to Finland. So yeah, the Inner Moomin by the designer Alma Bali. It's everything I love. This one, I don't know if it is. Oh wow, it's very new. I just realized, sorry, it was published in November 2025. Oh wow. Oh, and it's funny that it's available in English and in Finnish. So I guess the designer is Finnish, or Finnish speaking at least. I really love it so much. It might be the one I try, because I find it a bit less scary than color work, where you need to, like, you know, manage the tension of your floats and so on. But there's really seems to be some different stitches, so honestly I don't know. It looks so cool though, and very original. Again, moving on because I'll be here forever and I can see the sky getting dark already. I'm wondering like how many years I would need to actually knit all of this. Yeah, it's called the Diana, Diana Black Sheep Sweater. This is another thing. I don't know if any brand would nowadays make that sweater because it's an iconic sweater. It's the pattern I think that is reproducing a sweater worn by Princess Diana, where it's a red sweater with many white sheeps and there's just one black sheep somewhere, which is so iconic when, like, you know, Diana was kind of seen as the black sheep of the royal family, right? I'm not too well versed in the British royal family at all, so don't quote me on anything about that. But I like the idea of having a sweater that has a bit of a cultural reference to something, and so people that knows. And the sweater in itself looks very cool. I like that as well. I would want to make it maybe very oversized. The photos that I see of people who made it, it's quite close to the body, and maybe it's how also Princess Diana wore it. Yeah, maybe. I would probably want to make it super oversized. I think this is the kind of like, it looks a bit vintage. It looks like, you know, those 80s, 90s sweater. In my head, they have to be like super big and comfy. So yeah. Again, wow, it was published in 1984. Oh my god, this is so cool. This is extremely cool. Okay, I'm not gonna stay too long on this. Oh, it's available. Pattern is available for free. Interesting. Great, I guess. And yeah, I feel like I'm a bit intimidated on this. So I don't think it's something I would do this year yet, but it's definitely something I want to make at one point. The next one is not available on a Ravelry. It's by the French designer, I mentioned this before, Rebecca Coller. She made a pattern that of a sweater called the chestnut sweater, or le châtaignier in French, and it looks like the most beautiful basic sweater, and I'm meaning basic in a very positive way. Like the sweater that you would wear every day. I have like that one gray sweater that I had thrifted years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago now, I don't remember, that I wear very often, but it got a bit like thin in some places. I will keep on wearing it until it, well, falls apart, but I like the idea of making myself one like a staple in its simplicity. My idea would be to make this chestnut sweater with this chart. Yeah, this one maybe this year. I think it might be the one I'll go with. Okay, we are slowly arriving at the end of the sweaters list, which is only half of the entire list, so I better not stay too long. The next one, very similar to the Diana sweater, is another reference to a kind of cultural moment. It's a sweater called the Rory sweater. It references to, I don't know where, I'll try to put a photo. For anybody who knows Gilmore Girls, in one of the very first episode, at least in season 1 for sure, Rory's were a very oversized cable knitted sweater in cream or beige, and it looks just like, you know, it's exactly what I mean by like those vintage, very oversized, comfy sweaters. That's kind of the vibe. And yeah, this the designer Tara Briley made a pattern to make this Rory sweater. I'll have to double check if this match exactly, like if the cables match exactly, but I believe it probably is. And I love the concept. So yeah, again, I've made my first cable work a few months ago, but it was just on a square just to train. So I know that I am able to make some cables, but maybe not at that level yet where there's cables everywhere and full sweaters. So this is probably more of a long-term project. But I love the concept and I would love to have this sweater, to own this sweater. Final sweater is called the Lumus, I don't know exactly, by Nina Leitinen. Again, judging by the name, I think it's a Finnish designer. Oh no, I realize I won't be able to do this sweater at all. The pattern is only in Finnish. Oh no. Okay, well, I'll share it for the very odd chances that anybody is speaking Finnish here and can do this beautiful sweater, because it's gorgeous. So it's a sweater with, instead of color work here, which would be the, like, you know, like a kind of traditional look of a sweater, it's similar, but it's done with some cables. So it really has this look of a colorwork sweater, but done with cables. I mean, it's beautiful, and I love the color chose as well. I think it's very soft. It goes very well with the twisted. Okay, I'm very sad that I won't be able to make it. Maybe I don't know if I can contact. Is it a thing in the knitting community to contact a designer to notify the interest of having a pattern in a different language? I don't know, but at least look at this beauty. That's all I can say then. Okay, it's time to move on. Natural continuation from sweaters is vest or cardigan. Which one is the natural continuation? I think vest, right? Because vests are basically sweaters without arms. Anyway, not that deep. The first one, she made a vest pattern called the Seven Sisters vest. So the Seven Sisters is a landmark somewhere in the UK, I believe. I hope I'm not saying something wrong. And she made a vest out of this landmark, out of this scenery, and oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. I think I might like it even more than the Homestead sweater. It's a bit more wearable. I think in a sense it looks a bit less from your childhood to me, so I think it's something I could wear a bit more often. It looks also a bit more simple in terms of color work. Probably in Tarja, I think. Looking at it probably is. Anyway, and to me this is a bit less intimidating, so I would really consider, I think I'm really gonna consider making it this winter. Again, I live in a climate where I could wear a vest most of the winter, probably not in like January, February, but so yeah, it's something I think I could get quite a lot of wear of, and it looks just amazing. I want to own this piece. It looks like it's made with pretty chunky yarn, so I don't know, I think it probably wouldn't take too long to make, which, I mean, great. Looking at my backlog, I clearly can do with a quickish project. Yeah, I think if there's one that I'm quite confident I'll do this winter, I think this is the one. Okay, I just have a second vest to share, because again, to me vest feels a bit more like the intermediate season, like spring and autumn rather than winter, so I didn't want to share too many vests here. The only other one I'm gonna share is again by Caitlin Hunter. Clearly I have some like styles that I really like. She does, to me this feels a big I'm really afraid I'm gonna say something wrong, but it has a bit of a Slavic or Eastern European pattern style, which I find very pretty. I really love love this style on like ceramics and so on, and it looks just amazing. Did I say the name of the vest even? It's called Nording Bloom vest, and it's basically a cardigan, and it has this beautiful flower pattern. Again, I might be a bit too novice to work with this, but I'm really willing to give it a try. It's so beautiful. It goes a bit over the shoulder. The designer wore like styled it with a shirt, and it looks so gorgeous in my opinion. I really love it. And this is kind of a cardigan, so now let's move on to cardigans. Actually, it goes pretty well. Yeah, the first cardigan is called the Melting Shirt by Gray Level Knitted, and it's so cool. It my only concern is this is a bit out of my style. It's not how I usually dress, like those oversized on oversized. It looks amazing. I really want to lean in maybe into a bit more of that style, but I currently don't, so I don't know if I was to make it. It looks to like, I'm sure it would take a very big amount of time to make it, and if it was something that I'm not sure I would wear, you know, it's a bit of a bummer. But it looks, oh my god, it looks so good. I can't even start to explain how much. I mean, I don't think I need to explain, right? It's just very cool looking. It looks like basically like a shirt, but in a knitted format. Okay, the second cardigan, I should have prefaced talking about cardigans that I don't wear cardigans often. I have a couple, but I struggle styling them. I feel like you need to have something inside, and in winter I wear a lot of crew necks. Are those crew necks like turtleneck? Which I think don't make a nice silhouette with the cardigan that are usually like more in the bust, and I never know really how to style cardigans, so I have a bit less in my list because I naturally wear less. So yeah, before starting a cardigan, I really have to think if it's something that I would wear. This second one, I think I would, is called the Daydreamer Cardigan by Veronica Lindberg again, so Kutowakika. I think I would wear it because this cardigan comes all the way up, so I could close it quite high, and so I think it would solve probably most of my styling issue. I don't know if that would be the case or not really, but yeah, I really like the texture of it. I don't know, it looks like it's full ribbing. Is it really ribbing? Yeah, I think it is. It looks very warm. It's quite simple, but I'm sure it's not really. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I think if I'm starting cardigan, this one might be a strong contender, but I'm still a bit intimidated in general by cardigan. The next one, oh, this one is just so beautiful. It's called the Ballerina Wrap Top by Alexandra Tavel, and it's not very wintry. Yeah, I think I would probably not go for this. It's a bit too fitted for my liking, but something like this I would really want in like a bit more bulky or a bit more loose fitted, but with this concept of like wrapping against the chest and then making a knot somewhere. So the next one is called a jean cardigan. It's made by the designer Johanna, which I'm a bit biased for. Johanna Garish. I don't know exactly how to pronounce her name either, but this cardigan is so beautiful. It's very, I find it very elegant. It has the problem that I find on cardigans, that it's quite like the fit goes quite down on the bust, meaning I wouldn't know necessarily how to style it, but typically here in the photos, for example, it seems like she just wears it on its own, like probably with a just a little top. I I don't know, but it's so pretty. Like it has this very wavy. It feels like very, like it's almost some like almost lace. It feels very feminine, very soft looking. I really like it. Um, I don't know if I have the level to make all of those. I guess I would have to figure it out. Realistically, I don't think I would start this in this winter because I think I just need to practice a bit more before getting to such a piece. But if I'm making a cardigan, again, I think would be a very strong contender. Last one is called the Maple Meadow cardigan. It's a similar vibe as the one just before, when it's very soft, very feminine, but while the other one had kind of a lace effect, this one it looks a bit more chunky with some cables. I like the little detail of the kind of belt or string to like tie it around the waist, I guess. It looks very nice. It does go a bit high here, so it's probably a bit easier to style for me. It looks quite complex. I have to admit, it doesn't look beginner friendly at all. It has some ribbing. It looks overall like a very intricate design. So I don't think I would even try to do it this year. I would probably want to try it at some point, or a equivalent version. And now coming to the last few items, which are accessories. Looking right now, like I'll try to make a video about what I've made in end of summer and autumn 2025. It's not that much. I didn't have that much free time for knitting, but I made mostly accessories. And when I say mostly, I mean exclusively accessories in the past season. And the reason is also like it's faster to make and it's less daunting to me, less intimidating. So yeah, I've made my first pair of socks and I want to make more. The first thing is I want to make a pair of socks for one of my uncle. We do like Secret Santa with a side of my family every year, and so I have one of my uncle, and I want part of his gift to be homemade homemade socks, knitted socks, in like very chunky, very like those warm socks you put at home in the winter to be warm. And so I was trying to look for that in Ravelry. And I honestly, I'm not sure if I chose the right one. I've selected the Sunday socks by Petite Knit. They look quite chunky and like that they would be quite warm. They also look relatively simple to make. So I mean, just by the look of it, I think like it doesn't look like there's a lot of complex logic there. So yeah, I think I might try to go with this one. I'll make a pair for him, and if depending on how it goes, I'll make a pair for myself as well, because I have a couple knitted socks that again found thrifted, but I love wearing that. I wear that all the time at home in the winter, so I don't think I can have enough. If I have enough time, which is more than doubtful, to make more knitted gifts, I would love to make the sailor slippers for some of other knitted gifts. It looks like it would be maybe quite fast to make, so maybe I'll have time. Again, once Christmas will be over and I can knit for myself again, at that point maybe I'll make one for myself. The more I look at it, the less simple it looks. So maybe I'm completely fooling myself, but yeah, The sailor slippers are by Annie Germain. In terms of socks, my end goal is to one day make the Witch Hazel socks by Rebecca, Rebecca Collet, the designer I mentioned earlier, and specifically the exact replicate of this sock. It might be the most beautiful sock I've ever seen. It sounds also that's pretty complicated, so I don't know when. I don't think this winter realistically, but it will be in every knitting plan in the until I make it. Okay, final thing. The final thing I would like to make this winter, and this I really think I will make, is a balaclava. This is not something common at all in France, at least. And especially again in the south of France, we don't have very cold winter, but we have a lot of wind. So it can get cold and it can feel cold outside, and we do spend time outside in winter still because the weather is usually quite nice. But yeah, I don't know why, like people don't wear that much head stuff, and I've never really seen people wearing any kind of balaclava or headscarf or anything so much, and I want to try because my default hairstyle is a ponytail. Most days of the week I will wear my hair in a ponytail, and that makes it quite hard to wear a beanie on top because usually it makes a very weird shape, and so I feel like a headscarf would work better. So I found one that looks amazing to me. It's called, yeah, Tie the Hood by Sadness Garn. Oh, I think it's very famous yarn brand. I didn't know they were designing as well. But this is basically a hood that has a very, like, kind of a hood and a scarf. So like it's a hood with like a long, like you can tie it around, and so maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds like it's something you could wear with a ponytail, and it just looks so nice to me. Like it looks very effortless, like you just put that on and that's it, you're done. I really love it in this red color. I had made a Sophie scarf in a red, and red is not really my color, so I would need probably to find a color that suits me a bit better. However, I will really need to fight myself against going for this red because it's just so beautiful. I had hesitated for a while if I wanted to go for this one or for the balaclava called Serpent balaclava. It looks so fun. It's basically a balaclava that has this kind of twisted, I don't know how you call this, but like this very nice detail, like twisted detail around the edges. It's so original. I'm not what really made me choose the other one, I think, is the ponytail idea. Here this is closer to a beanie, I think, so probably a bit harder to wear with a ponytail. I mean, in the sense, like aesthetically it would be not as nice with a ponytail probably, but I still saved it because it looks so cool. And maybe I'll do it one day. Again, it's in red. I think I love red. It's just it doesn't suit me really well apparently. So am I also biased a bit because the color is amazing? Maybe, but yeah, I think this year I wouldn't do this one. I will do the tie the hood. I'm pretty sure I would do that one. So yeah, that was pretty long. I hope I'm still visible even though the light has decreased. If I'm trying to predict what I will have done by the end of the winter, I'm predicting the Seven Sisters vest, the tie the hood balaclava, and the Sunday socks because I have to. It's a Christmas gift. But yeah, the Sunday socks, and maybe I think either the Inner Moomin sweater or the chestnut sweater. One of the two, I think. I would love that. But yeah, if you're still there, thank you. That was very long. This was my highly unrealistic winter knitting plan, 2025 to 2026. So if you have any recommendation that you think I would like, I'll be very happy to see and to add, add to my very unrealistic plan. And yeah, have a good winter, basically. Bye.